Pokemon is one of the few games where it doesn't really matter where you started off with. Take me, for example, I started playing Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy Color. Or maybe you started on the Virtual Console on the 3DS. Or maybe you started off your first generation of the Nintendo Switch playing either Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, because we were all given the same task, or quest, to make a complete guide of all Pokemon. And so, I went on this quest to locate each Pokemon through every region, but not just any Pokemon, shiny Pokemon. And finally, I completed this task in late December of 2024, my Shiny Living Dex. As I was looking at my collection, something just didn't feel right. I felt like I was missing something. One day, I came across a video made by The Domination showing his complete collection of Pokemon. As I was watching this video, I saw that not only was he collecting all the Pokemon, but he was also collecting their form. I quickly went into the description, looked to find if he had a spreadsheet, and there it was, his complete Living Form Dex. I grabbed that spreadsheet, made some minor adjustments so that way it fit towards my Shiny Form Living Dex, scrambling through Pokemon Home, finding all the multiple Pokemon that I discarded, did not care about at the time, and I finally put it all together. Which got me here. So my current count is 96% of my Shiny Living Dex. Real question is, how many is that? What are you missing? What's going on? I'm about to tell you in this video. But beforehand, I want to be 100% honest with you, and the struggle of making this video was crazy. Like, I truly didn't really know what I was getting myself into. In my head, I was like, oh, I'm just going to record a few videos here, record a few videos there. I'm going to make a script. I'm going to generate a whole bunch of pictures. Well, I did all that, and then realized I was wasting 2 weeks of my time trying to do things that were above my skill level. I'm going to just be honest with you. As I said, I generated the pictures that I wanted to use. I tried to do my own layouts. I tried to... I made a script, and I tried to record each an individual script. That didn't go too well. Again, shouldn't die. I had to humble myself real quickly. I had to just rewind and kind of start from scratch. So I basically threw away 2 weeks of things that I was working on and just kind of started over. So yeah, like I said, 96% done. Let's find out who I'm missing. You like that? I do. Anyways, here we go. We're in Pokemon Home, as many of you guys know. As we go through this, I am going to provide you guys with the total shiny count that I have. It's going to be right up there. So as soon as we get through each generation, it's basically going to list the total that I'm missing, how many that I'm going through. I'm just going to kind of list off exactly what I'm going through, trying to get. And also, just to make sure, in this Living Dex, Shiny Living Dex form, I am only including Gigantamax Pokemon, along with I guess that's it. Well, there are a few forms, like when we get to Generation 4, there's a few forms. I'm not counting the unknowns. That's going to be its own separate video. I'm not counting the Vivillon forms, also another video. And then I'm also not counting the Alcremies. Once we get to that portion, I'll kind of provide some more information on that. You need to stop. Hello. Brother. Okay, so we're going to get down here real quick. So, as you guys see, Generation 1, I am currently missing the male and female version of Bulbasaur, of Ivysaur, I guess technically their G-Max form. As we go further along, words are hard. We go further along, I'm here missing the male version of Butterfree along with its G-Max version. Going to the next generation. Here, for some reason, out of playing all 9 generations, I don't have a male shiny Pikachu. 2 of them, actually. So I will be going through and hunting those. I have a list over here, kind of how I'm going to be hunting them, the format that I'm using. But y'all going to have to stay tuned. Then we have the Pikachu females. This is going to be the Ash Cat Pikachu that you can get in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm going to try to double hunt those on the resets. And then also I don't have a male Raichu. No idea how I don't. Moving on. This page here is completely done. I have both the different forms of Meowth. Now you'll see here on the Meowths that they doesn't have the G-Max logo like they typically do. I'm going to be doing all the G-Maxes that I have all at once in one video, so that way you kind of see the process of going through it. As you go through everything, go on to the next page, you have here, as I said before, Machamp, doesn't have the icon there. I got here both forms of Ponyta, and then we go here. Our next one I'm missing is going to be a male Hypno, which I have planned to... I'm just going to move my hand. I have planned to double hunt, or actually I'm going to do resets for that in Fire Red. I'm just going to tell you guys that now. And then I'm also going to be doing... I think that's just it. Fire Red's going to be the main thing. I figure I might as well try it. Going along here, you see here both form of Electrode. Going through here, this line right here, Seeking and Goldeen, took me forever. Kept breaking chains and fishing chains in Oris, brother. As you go here, I'm missing the female version of Eevee, and then along with the Gigantamax form of Eevee. And then we get to this portion of it. Now, the Galarian birds I do not have because, 1, I don't play Pokemon Go, and 2, I was not around during the events with Sword and Shield where you can get them if you compete in the online battle. I missed that. Don't really care. But this also, I didn't mention this before, there will be no Pokemon included that are in Pokemon Go. As I said, I don't play it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not a big fan of it. Moving on. Mew here is actually a placeholder. This is one where Austin John uploaded the video. It was a few years ago, how you can get it in Generation 1. So this one's going to be a placeholder for a future hunt that I'm going to be doing to try to get an actual shiny Mew. And then we're going to move on to Generation 2. Oh, no. So, currently through Generation 1, I have 215 out of 224. Moving on. Going on to Generation 2, I have majority of them done. There's only one that I'm missing, and that is a male Wooper. How I missed that either, no idea. One of the most random ones. Like I mentioned before, unknowns right here. I'm going to go for the rest of the alphabet in between, I believe in Legends Arceus. There might be one other way, but it's not coming to the top of my head. And then that makes Generation 2 done. So out of that, we get a total of... I don't know how to do this. First video, guys. 342 out of 353. Now we're going to move on to Generation 3. Oh, live editing. Not really. Anyways, moving on to Generation 3. We start here with our first one is going to be a female Torchic along with a female Blaziken. I plan to do these in Scarlet and Violet. Thank you. Plan to do this in Scarlet and Violet. I'm going to be doing the Fire Sandwich reset in the camps where it's auto battle. You can just send it from a certain distance. You just auto battle and Torchics just populate on themselves. I'm gonna keep doing that over and over again. Excuse me. I'm also missing a male shift tree, which I will be doing in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet using sandwiches. I'm gonna try to avoid a whole bunch of the sandwich methods in Scarlet and Violet just because it's so easy. Sandwiches, woo! My son's even gotten them, so I'm going to try to avoid as much Scarlet and Violet as possible. Then moving on as well, we have Cacturn, the male version of it. I am actually going to hunt this in BDSP. In the desert route. I think it's route 228, which is going to be a lot of fun. I need to turn that function off. I can't turn it off. And then moving on, that's gonna wrap up Generation 3. So after Generation 3, we're sitting at 492 out of 515. Everybody, woo! And then it's gonna be down here in this bottom portion. I'm missing. This is where Deoxys is. I am currently playing through a copy of Fire Red right now. I'm going to do the Deoxys reset for those, so that's gonna be a doozy. Moving on to Generation 4, which, fun fact, well, I've completed Generation 4, so that's gonna be our count right there. I finished all Generation 4 besides the one and only Manaphy, because this is the one that was given through in the Pokemon Home update. I've actually currently hunting this Pokemon. I'm at 6,000 resets with the Ace, using the Ace method. I'm gonna pick that up, and then once I get the Shiny Manaphy, I'm going to put it in this one, and I'm gonna bring that one over to Legends Arceus, which is gonna be another series that I'm gonna talk to you guys on a later date about. So it's gonna kind of fill this out, and with this one as well, when I'm counting forms, I'm also counting the Origin Giratina, and then I'm also counting Palkia and Dialga, which is currently in Legends, but it's still towards this. So yeah, that's how we get to the 645 out of 665. And then moving on to, Shaman. I hunted Shaman full odds. It was when John Stone was hunting for Shaman. I decided to do that as well. It is currently in the copy of Diamond that I am doing the Manaphy's resets. So I'm going to actually try that over to Platinum, and then I'm gonna transfer that into White or White 2, and then I'm gonna put both of them in here whenever I get them. So then moving on to Generation 5. As you can see here, we have majority of them. Most of these, as like the monkeys, had to go through Pokemon X and Y. That was fun. And then as we continue along, I am missing the Hisuian Baskin, the white strap one, which obviously you can only hunt in Legends. I'm gonna be going for that one as well. That's gonna be one of the main ones that I'm missing. And then, as you see here, there's both Therian forms for Landorus. You have it as well here for Thundurus, Tornadus, and then I'm also going to be getting Keldeo. You can get, obviously, this Keldeo by completing the Generation 5 Pokedex. I'm going to be completing that again with another profile that I have, because you can actually have the Resolute form in Pokemon Home, and unfortunately you can't have Meloetta, which sucks, but you can't have the resolute form. So I'm going to be doing that again, re-uploading that, going through everything. So after generation 5, we're currently sitting at a count of 822 out of 845. And then starting off with Gen 6, as you guys can see right here, this is the generation where I'm actually missing the most of them. That's just because of the Flabébé line. There's so many different forms, so many different colors. So as I said, I'm going to be doing a mixed version of these. I'm going to be hunting them in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon with SOS methods. And then I think I'm also going to be trying to breed them as well in Pokemon, is it Sword and Shield? No, I think this is words. Floette and Flabébé, I'm going to be doing SOS, and then Florges, I'm actually going to be doing Scarlet and Violet sandwiches to try to see if I can get those quicker. If I get more duplicates of these, because what's going to happen is when I do the SOS, it's random. It doesn't guarantee you what color you're going for, so there will be probably a possibility that I'm going to phase on multiple, probably. Hopefully not. So yeah, this line right here is the majority, along with the Pumpkaboo line. But fortunately for them, you can breed them in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it'll actually give you the form that you're needing. So I'm missing the extra small, and then I think the regular form, and then this one I'm missing the extra small. So I can actually breed a regular extra small Pumpkaboo, and that's gonna hopefully in time get me the shiny for Gorgeist in this one. So then that's gonna be the main culprit. As you can see here now, after our total here is 901 out of 938. As you can see here, I do have two copies. I have two for Xerneas and I have two for Yveltal, which is going to be, because I'm assuming, since Legends EA was announced, it's going to come out on October 16th. We're just all assuming they're going to get Megas, so I'm already have that, and I'm going to be doing the Mega video whenever Legends EA does come out. So that's going to be its own video at that time. Look out for it whenever it comes out on October 16th, baby. As you see here, I have both Zygarde forms. Now, when you go here, this is going to be Hoopa, Volcanion, and Hoopa's other form. Brain Blast. But yeah, that keeps us at a count of, as I said before, 901 out of 938. We're going to move on to Gen 7. See, majority of Gen 7, even I got Rockruff's, what was it? Vital Spirit. I believe it's Vital Spirit. Yeah, Vital Spirit. He has his own form, so you have to actually hunt that one by yourself. I think I bred for that one. Yeah, and Sword and Shield to get that one. And then we have Minior, which this one I'm missing 4 out of the 7. I believe it's like the Indigo form. Yeah, I Master Ball that one. I'm not about to have it blow up on me. I'm missing the Indigo form, the Blue form. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm doing Scarlet and Violets, just knocking them out, eventually trying to find it. That's going to be the method for Minior, and that's the only one. Those are the only line of Pokemon that I'm missing in this generation. As you see, we had the Tapus down there, and then when you come over here to the next page, obviously Cosmo, Shiny Locked. You have yeah, so after Gen 7, we're sitting at 993 out of 1034. Moving on to Generation 8. I have a majority of these, including the G-Max versions. As I said, I'm going to be doing that in their own separate videos. The only ones that I'm missing are the Sinistea and the Poltergeist line. I'm actually have my handy dandy thing right here. I am actually missing their antique forms, so I'm going to be going after those in Scarlet and Violet, trying to find the small little thingy on the bottom that says that they're antique. I'm going to be doing that. That kind of wraps up Generation 8 besides Alcremie. So, I am not going to be doing all the 64 forms. No, thank you. I did these 7 whenever the Alchemy event came out in Scarlet and Violet. That was all I was gonna do. So what I'll do is hunt one more Milcery, and then randomly spin for the G-Max version of it, whatever the flavor, whatever the cream it gets. It's the cream that we get. Hey, go from there. So yeah, that's gonna be for Generation 8. Those are those 3 Pokemon that I'm missing. So after Generation 8, we're sitting at 1,105 out of 1,148 Pokemon we're currently missing. Going into Generation 9, and as you see, there's a whole bunch of here that are Shiny Lock that unfortunately we can't get. Huzzah, so I've kind of left them blank. I don't know why Eternatus is there. I'll probably yoink him. Then we go down here. We have Ursaluna. Obviously, Blood Moon is Shiny Locked, but I have it here as a placeholder for whenever Game Freak decides to release them. Then going to Generation 9. Oh, I also have Enamorous, both of its form. I had to complete both of Legends of Arceus in 2 separate files. It was fun. Generation 9 is actually done. Besides Poltergeist and Sinistra, those are the only 2 that I'm currently missing, and so they're going to be kind of the same as Sinistee and Poltergeist. I'm actually this is the opposite. I'm missing the counterfeit form and the unremarkable form. So both of these are their authentic forms. So I'll be doing those in obviously Scarlet and Violet, the only game that you can actually catch them in. So after sitting there, we're sitting at a grand total of 1,215 out of 1,260. Stop. Which gives us that 96%. I'm going to be, as I said, this first video, I'm going to be walking through some kinks. This is all, as I said, I'm just going with it. I'm going to learn as I go. Some of the stuff is just, we're just going. Like, it is what it is. I'm saying, too many times. I am in the process of setting everything up to live stream on YouTube and Twitch. So that's going to be, there's going to be an update later on. Feel free to come by. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. And leave any comments in the comment sections if you guys have any other questions. Also, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this entire list I did find from The Domination. I'm going to link his channel along with the video that actually shows his breakdown of all the list of Pokemon you can get, all the forms, and you can modify it in your own way, however you want to do it. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you have any other questions or